You guys, welcome to our Sunday night skills training call. My name is Debbie Neal. I'm an independent consultant. I'm an executive national vice president with Arbonne, and I'm going to apologize still ahead for the echo you hear in my home. And I'm really pumped to say in my home because I now own 2 homes, and I am in Palm Beach, Florida, and I am obsessed and in love with everything about being here. In fact, I think I expanded my own vision, which is what we want to do all the time, okay? And so today, we're really, really pumped about today's topic, really pumped. And so what I love about these skills calls is that they're all about learning and developing the skills to succeed and create success in your Arbonne business, okay? And so before we start tonight, I really want to encourage you. You know that you can go to earnings.arbonne.com for averages, okay? Let me tell you what I'm always a stand for. I'm always a stand for possibility, okay? I am not average. My results are not average. But here's the thing. I'm not special, and I'm not any different than anyone else. We're all unique. We are all special. But I can tell you this. I took how to get started with Arbonne, and I took it to heart 15 years ago. I knew that there was no guarantees of success, and I knew that there was no guarantees of income. I knew that I was enrolling to become an independent consultant with Arbonne, not a paid employee of a company. And how many times do we hear, and maybe you're new to Arbonne, maybe you've been a consultant for a while, and you sometimes get this question, what are my chances of success? Or what is the attrition rate? Or what is the probability, okay, of my success in Arbonne? Now, when I started Arbonne, I saw the same information that everybody sees. 2% of consultants grow to regional vice president, 1% of consultants grow to national vice president. And I'll be honest with you, 15 years ago, I was dumbfounded. I was like, why? Like, why? Why are those percentages the way they are? Like, I felt like I had childlike, why? I'm so confused. And I'm going to tell you why I'm confused, why I was confused then, because I thought to myself, well, people have done it, right? I know there's no guarantees. We all have the same products. We all have the same opportunity. We're all involved in the same great company and community. What's the variable factor? Oh, me. I'm the variable factor. And you know what got me pumped 15 years ago? I was betting on Debbie Neal. I put all my chips in. I put everything in the center of the table, and I held nothing back. Are you putting your chips in the center of the table? And I'm not talking, those chips don't represent dollars. They don't represent money. I was betting on me. I put my whole soul in the center of that table. And so what happened as a result is I had this burning love in my heart. I had this burning, Alex, you're the muter. I had this burning love in my heart knowing I am going to grow to the top of Arbonne. Not because there's a guarantee with Arbonne, but there was a guarantee within me. No matter how long it took, no matter how many times I fell, no matter how many people were going to join me and change their mind, no matter how many times people might send back products, no matter how many times people would grow to a position and possibly leave my business, no matter what, I was leading my team to the top of not only Arbonne, but to this industry. And so what I want you guys to know, without any guarantees of anything, are you betting on you? And this is another reason why we say come in and don't compare yourself, because we all start Arbonne with a different level of belief in ourselves, right? We all start Arbonne with a different level of discipline, okay? And we all start Arbonne with a different level of vision. And that's why it's basically, it's a detriment to yourself to compare yourself to anybody else, because somebody could come in with belief 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Somebody could start Arbonne with a vision so big that there's no end to it. And other people might have to come in and really build that. But if you're willing to actually like view yourself entering this business as like a big rock, like you're like a big, this is like a metaphor for a few things. It could be that big solid rock, you're going nowhere. You're rooted, you are heavy, you are massive, and you're giant. And boom, I came like a boulder when I started this business back in 2006. And then what happens is we chisel, right? You know, like the statue of David, you become the best version of you. You become that visionary. You become that stand for light. You become that rock solid image of belief. Okay. And so I just want to give you a couple of tips before I turn it over to Alex. And then I know I'll have more to say, so I'll close the call based on time. But here's some tips I want to give you no matter where you are in your Arbonne business. Number one, you want to restart and become a new consultant every single month. When I say restart, I don't actually mean sign up. I mean every single month. The most important hat you can ever wear in Arbonne, no matter whether you're a district manager, an area manager, a regional vice president, or a national vice president, the most important hat you are ever going to wear is independent consultant. You are an independent consultant with Arbonne. In fact, if it was up to me, we'd remove the word manager, because I think that kind of puts us in the mindset of, I'm a manager, I need to manage, I need to help, right? And so here's a couple of tips. Number one, be a lifer in this business. If you wanna succeed in Arbonne, there can't be an end date. There can't be, I'm gonna give this. Now, look, at the end of the day, you own a business, you could do whatever you want. I'm here to share my wisdom after 15 years of things I know made a difference in my business. I know that they made a difference in my business, and I'm continuing to learn and grow and expand every day. But decide to be a lifer. You know, I hear so many amazing people say, I'm gonna give this a year, I'm gonna give this 6 months. It's impossible. Success doesn't have an end date. It's, I'm in this, I'm building this, okay? So that's number one. Number two, take complete, oh, and even if Alex might be like, you're saying things I'm gonna say, Alex, we say things the same but different, and you're amazing, okay? So take ownership in your business. It's amazing to have a good upline in Arbonne, you guys, but the best advice I could give you is to remember the power that you have inside of you. To remember the power. If you want to know how to do a Discover Arbonne, you want to know how to do a healthy living presentation, and you want to know how to launch yourself immediately. If you have to, I could remember starting this business, you know, every single day for 6 months, doing the opportunity, standing in front of a mirror, practicing in front of pillows, practicing in front of my kids. You guys, if you're waiting for somebody else to, it's great that you have somebody to get on a 3-way call or go to their Discover Arbonnes, but remember, people aren't impressed by titles. People aren't impressed by earnings. They're impressed with your vision and your commitment and your belief. So I want you to know, as incredible as your upline is, know the power that each one of you have inside of you. So be a lifer, be committed, and be in massive activity. Massive activity. The number one thing that we want to be focusing on building this business is to be reaching out to people every single day. Every day. That's one of the reasons I'm so pumped to be in Florida, because it's like a fresh start. I have a beautiful existing teams all over the place, but it's such a fresh start. I'm having lunch with my realtor tomorrow. I have a 10 a.m. call with a woman that sold me a lot of furniture. I met somebody today in church who I just sent a bunch of videos. The person that works my security gate, they're very interested in Arbonne. So it's like every single day, our job is to be sharing Arbonne. Don't look for perfection. Don't worry about, am I going to say the right thing? Am I going to say the wrong thing? When am I going to bring it up? What's the timing? You guys, I never train on that stuff because I don't know. I get nervous just like you guys. I met this young woman going into church today. It was my first time going to this church, living here. And, you know, I said, you know, good morning. She said, when I go, where's the entrance? She goes, oh, well, I'll take you. You know, I'm here every single Sunday. She's about 24, 25 years old. I was already very impressed that she was there without like any parent dragging them along to church, right? She's there. And so she said, oh, this is the way for coffee and refreshments, and this is the way. I go, no, I'll follow you. I have a buddy. I want to make a buddy. So we go, and there was only 3 seats. It was me, her, and Bailey. And I didn't know what I was going to say, but I knew. And she said, you know, we'll sit here because I'm going to actually leave immediately after service. I'm not going to be able to chat because I'm going to the gym. Shirley let me know. If I had something to say, it was now, because the band was about to start playing. And I literally say, have you heard of Arbonne? I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in accidents. We were in the parking lot today. Long story short, she's very excited and has a few of the videos. So I didn't know what I was going to say until then. And if I said the wrong thing, who cares? Who really cares? You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, you guys. So be excited. I'm so excited to go over how to really get started right and strong in Arbonne. And with that said, I can't think of a better person to be sharing that tonight other than the Energizer Bunny herself. And I'm going to turn the call over to Executive National Vice President Alexandra Sauve.
Oh, I love you, Deb. And I love everything that you just said, because I'm going to piggyback off of that, because it all comes down to your energy and how excited you are about what you're opening the doors to. And so I heard a lot of things this week as I was progressing through my life. And one thing that for all of you guys who are on this call, I just want to tell you that this was a big thing that hit home before I get in the info is ego stops us from our greatness. And ego has a purpose. And there's a point to why I'm saying this, and it's addressing to everybody on this call that either has their screen closed. You might have it for a good reason, but I want you to keep in mind for next time. If you have your screen closed, if you're distracted by anything around you, if you're looking at your phone while you're on this call, it's actually your ego stopping you from wanting to take in the information for you to grow to the next level, because you're actually only taking in about 10%. And as proud as I am of each and every one of us who are live on this call right now or listening to the recording, take in the information and take it as if you're just getting started with Arbonne right now today. And one of my very favorite things about this business, and I shared my journey with a few people this week, is that, you know, we start our business and some people start the day that they sign up. Okay. And the best thing about this is that we get to decide when our real start date is. And I wish for you guys right now, as we're growing through our businesses this year, and we've dedicated ourselves that 2021 was going to be the year that we were going to be having explosive growth. And regardless of what's going on the external world, one thing that we can absolutely control is what's going on in the internal world. And we get to press restart every single day on our energy and press restart on our vision, press restart on our businesses. And I'll tell you guys, like, I have my little home gym downstairs and in my garage, like literally, I put a big thing in my garage and it's written, my name is Alexandra Sauve. I'm a 4-wide executive national vice president. I'm $1 million mom. I'm powerful. I'm a magnet to prosperity. I'm a magnet to joy. I'm a magnet to fulfillment. I attract all the right people. And like, I love my family. I love my life. I love my health. Okay. And I'm saying this to all of you guys right now because you don't want to be following the masses. You want to be really energizing yourself in the route to your success. And the reason why Debbie said that there's only 2% and 1% to get to the top of this business, that's like everything else in life. And so my mission is for that number to change and for us to be empowering ourselves to be really growing ourselves to the next level. And anytime that I speak, I'm actually telling this to myself as well. And so I love that. And anytime you hear anybody speak, we're like re-coaching ourselves and we learn things and we relearn things. And I love the fact that tonight we're talking about getting started. And you might be new and you might not be, but let's just all commit that this is restart. And right now it's mid-April. There's going to be an incredible GTC, but let's start the storm right now. Let's start the magic right now. It's spring fever. Go out to the park, go do things. Like even as Debbie was talking about how she was meeting people today, we might not be in circumstances like that in Canada where we can meet people like at our houses or any of those things or physically. But you know what? I met 3 people this week at the park and I know exactly what their names are, and you get to meet people regardless. So don't let circumstances get in your way. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to share a PowerPoint because I got a lot of feedback last week from the incredible training that Charlotte did for us. And a lot of people said that they wanted hands-on training. Okay. I'm going to start with the end Debbie did say it last week. She goes, we don't train on what to say because we don't always know what we're going to say because it all starts with energy. Okay. So before I get in this content, I want you guys to remember that it absolutely always does start with energy. And I don't know what I'm doing here because I'm getting distracted. Oh, here we go. Present. Okay. Present. Here we go. All right. So getting started training. Okay. So now Number one, okay? Number one, if you're brand new to this business or you're just deciding that you're going to take this business seriously, because the opportunity is so huge, you guys. And I just keep getting goosebumps thinking about where Arbonne is going, especially now that we're being handed off to a brand new CEO, because I really feel like God has his hand on our businesses. It's like we've been transferred from the right CEO to the right CEO at the very right times. And Tyler actually is the first CEO that we've ever had in the history of Arbonne that has experience in network marketing and has experience in building globally. Okay. So I want you guys to get really pumped about the opportunity. But the opportunity starts in our home, and it starts on what we do on a daily basis. And a lot of us, when we first get started, I'll tell you, like, honestly, when I first got started, I was like, all right, step one, become a product of the product. Done. I placed my order. Okay. So number one, you guys want to be using the products on a daily basis. You want to be using the products. You want to be like being a testimonial to what it is. And if you can't use it all, then, make it on a checklist that you're going to be trying this product out and this product out. And one thing I know for sure is that doing the 30 days to healthy living does bring our whole life to the whole next level. Okay. First of all, you can tell when somebody's done the 30 days to healthy living. You can tell in their energy. You can tell in the way they talk about their health. You can tell that there's knowledge behind that experience. And you can't speak about something unless you have experienced it. And that's why it's so important to actually use the products, because that will demystify the fact that you're a salesperson. Don't get me wrong, we sell products, but you know what? We sell a whole lot of other things that we don't get commissions or overrides ever in our life. I sell all kinds of things on a daily basis, and I'm sure you do too, okay? Like, I have a glass bottle that's like all a gratitude bottle. I don't even know how many people went and bought this. This was Charlotte that bought me this as a gift, but people have said, oh my God, I'm gonna buy this because I love the bottle, right? So we sell things on a daily basis. So number one, be a product of the product. If you're using a product that Arbonne already has from another brand, be a commitment to that, to be using your product in your own store. Okay. It just makes perfect sense. If you owned a restaurant, you wouldn't be going eat food at the other restaurant next door on a daily basis. You would be eating in your own restaurant on a daily basis. So it brings me to the second point of creating your contact list. Okay. So your 100 people list is what we call it when we first get started. And I remember when my sister got me started in the business, I was like so pumped about getting started. I was pumped about the opportunity. I was excited about like putting my order in. And then she told me to start writing a list. And it's like when I had to finally like put the effort behind it, I honestly thought about not even putting a step forward. And we always say that, like, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So the number one step is actually starting to write out your list. And that contact list is ever ongoing. Look, you just heard Debbie talking about all these new people she's got going and she's got on her prospect list. The same goes for myself. And so we're consistently building relationships. But when we first start, it starts with our core people that we know. And often we're like, oh, I don't know anybody. I can guarantee you guys, we all know statistically like 400 people or something like that in our life. And think about those people that know people that know people. So I'm going to refer you guys, and I'm actually going to pull it up, and I'm going to post it on the globals page. The memory jogger from Eric Worre is really, really great to really bring your memory to its place, to think, okay, I know this person. Who does this person know? And like, it goes down the whole list of who you know. But put that contact list, and don't put yourself like, oh, she won't buy, she won't do this, because that is the worst thing that we can do to ourselves. Anybody who would start a restaurant would write out a contact list. They would write out, who am I inviting to eat in my restaurant? Who do I want them to know about me owning a new business? Who do I want? So this is not limited to Arbonne. This is what entrepreneurs do. They write out their starting out contact list. Okay. So number one. Now, number one is buy your products. Number two is write your contact list. Now, let's talk about urgency. Okay. Urgency is everything, because we can be on these calls every Sunday night, which is a very important key to our energy and to our vision. But if we don't actually we used to say IPA, we're going to say this EPA, earning producing activity. Okay. Earning producing activity is planning your launches, making sure that you have earning producing activity on the calendar. What does that mean? That means that you are exposing the business and the products to people that are not part of Arbonne. Okay. That is all it is. You just, we always say like, put the people in front of the product, put the product in front of the people, and vice versa. And that's how it goes, right? So it's the simplicity. And I think that we overcomplicate our business on so many different levels from so many various trainings that we hear. But at the end of the day, you guys, it is so much more energizing when you're actually doing this and when you're actually following up with a lot of people at the same time, and you're doing a lot of activity at the same time, because the disappointments will there's going to be disappointments in any journey to success. Okay. Like, sorry to break it to you, but there's going to be disappointments. But if you have a lot of activity on the calendar at the same time, you can get a few jabs to the face and get disappointments, but if you've got momentum on your back, you won't let that offense you or anyway. You know, when I've got like all these things rolling on the go, and then one person tells me they're not interested or they don't believe in Arbonne, I don't care. I'm building something huge. I'm building an empire. Do I care if somebody is not interested? Because there's 7 billion people on this planet, and I know for sure there's going to be a few that believe in the same thing that I do, okay? And I have a massive belief in our opportunity. I have a massive belief in our industry, and I have a massive belief in myself. And every single one of you guys on this call deserve to believe in all 3 of those things as well, okay? Those are the 3 key factors to building a big business, but you need to be putting the launch on absolutely ASAP. So how do you do that? You're going to invite people. And I always say to people, like, when you're going to create your invitations, and like this launch could be in the next couple days, you guys, like, don't overthink it. Put yourself in activity ASAP. Like, who are you exposing to the business and to the products this week? Who is that? How many events are on the calendar? And the dream team is like those key people that you know are already successful in life, okay? Because a lot of the times we want Arbonne for people who need Arbonne, which is awesome. But also think from a perspective of, who does Arbonne need? Who does Arbonne need? Arbonne needs leaders. Arbonne needs people who already had success somewhere else to bring it and to bring Arbonne to the next level. And we can all grow ourselves into that person. I was definitely not somebody that somebody would said right away, like, oh, that person would be key into building an Arbonne empire. But you know what? I needed Arbonne at that time, and I grew into that leader. And the same thing goes for many of us on this call. But there are people out there that already have success. And you know what's funny is that the people who have the most success in life are people who are mostly curious and very open to opportunities. So don't dismiss those people that are on your chicken list. So tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to write out that contact list of those people that you absolutely believe need to know about at least the opportunity, whether it's for them or somebody that they know. And when you're going to be inviting these people to your launches and your dream team, so your launches, basically showing the opportunity and keep your favorite top products. Like, I always bring like it's in my other room, but I always have my basket, which I always have products here, like my favorite things that I like. Okay. So basically a launch, you're going to share the Arbonne story with your upline or by yourself. Okay. Like, I'll tell you guys, honestly, my upline quit very shortly after I started. So I literally launched myself after that. Like, so you can launch yourself. Don't be waiting after anybody else, because the minute you start doing it on your own, the minute you're going to be scared doing it first, but then you're going to feel empowered because you're going to start creating momentum and success with that. Okay. So I just share the Arbonne story. I literally share the Arbonne story. I share my key favorite products and what they do and how I like them. I share that Arbonne's philosophy, and then I close it up on the 3 ways to win. They can be a host, because Arbonne doesn't, like, we love hosts because literally Arbonne doesn't get paid for advertisement. We want hosts that they can get a perk. It's a win-win deal. And the only way that Arbonne is known is by people talking about it. So your mission throughout your launches are absolutely to be either enrolling somebody new into the business that can connect you to new networks that can expand our brand to the next level, or number 2, get a host. Okay, that's your number 1 is always to be expanding your network to the next level by enrolling a new independent consultant. Okay, number 2 is to get a host that can expand your network and to be exposing our brand to somebody else, because our vision is to really continuously grow and expand our brand for other people to know about it. And number 3 is to get clients. Okay, so that's your goal, your ultimate goal every single time. So share the opportunity every time. Share it and close with the opportunity with that every time. Number two is your dream team. And that is a specific Discover Arbonne, sharing the opportunity and what it's possible. And like I say to everybody that I launch it all the time, is like, you don't necessarily want to be telling those people like they don't have to buy it. What our goal is to expose them to what is the possibilities and what Arbonne is all about and what the big vision is behind this opportunity. Okay. So just tonight, write your list, people you can invite to your launches, and your top dream team that you can be exposing to Discover Arbonne this week. Now, being plugged into events, okay? There's events. Debbie does the Discover Arbonne at 8 o'clock every Tuesday. I do within my organization. I do at 8:30 on Tuesdays in French. So if you ever need anybody in French, then I have that going on as well. So be plugged into events that are going on with your national vice president or with your regional vice president. Be committed to those things, but also create your own events. So like I said, those launches, if you haven't launched, launch. If you've already launched and you feel like you've lost momentum, you know what? You can pick up the phone and say, I have been doing my business for X amount of time, but I've decided to relaunch my business. You guys, I signed up to Arbonne in 2011. I did my launches at that time, and then momentum dwindled down because I lost drift of it. I did the worst thing that you can ever do. Okay. I literally, I started to be one of those leaders that just depend on my team. Okay. And don't ever do that, because it's awesome that we get overrides from our team efforts, but this business is a monkey see, monkey do business. And if you're fired up, your team will be fired up. If you're doing well, your team will be doing well. If you're in activity, your team will be in activity. So always continuously be in activity. Training and recognition is every first Monday of each month, so be plugged into that. And GTC, okay? I need to tell you guys, GTC is by far the most important thing to be signed up. So if you're not signed up yet, make sure that as you get off this call to go sign up to GTC absolutely right now. GTC is our global training conference. Now, not everybody that's going to be on the GTC link is a national or regional vice president, but every regional and national vice president is on those trainings, and they attend the trainings because it is absolutely the key to growing your vision to the next level. And you could have a conversation with any regional or national vice president, and they will tell you the same exact thing. Weekly calls. This is why it's so important to plug into this, because together we create energy together. Okay. We're creating energy as we're together. It fires me up to be with you guys every Sunday night, as it is on any other weeknight. Okay. And the reason for it is that we are building this business by ourselves on our own here and there. And that can be you could drift off in energy, but the beauty is that you get to recharge your battery every single week by being around people who are visionaries. And so very, very, very important to continuously stay plugged in. Now, how can you expose your business? Three-way calls, okay? Three-way calls are by far my favorite thing to be doing with people. Is that, if I'm to introduce the business to somebody and I want them to be exposed, not beyond myself, I'll invite somebody else to be on that call and to be exposing the business. And so for the same for yourself, if you're brand new, bank it on the fact that you're brand new and you don't know how to explain the business, okay? I love that. I always tell my new business partner, just tell them, I say, I'm brand new at this. I'm really pumped about what I'm creating with Arbonne, but I'm not really that good at it. I'm still in training. Would you get on a call with my upline and so she can explain it to you? So use your upline to share the Arbonne story. Use your regional vice president, use your national vice president, use yourself. And as you learn that, then start to borrow somebody else's belief, and then you can continuously share the business. Be on the live Discover Arbonnes, but also they also listen to recorded Discover Arbonnes, and make your own Discover Arbonne for yourself, because I find that's been the easiest thing to do. Is that once I have my recording, it's like, hey, I've been thinking about you. Would you take 15 minutes to listen to my recording? And so popping that in and sharing that. And so you can be sharing other people's success stories, but you can also be sharing your own and how much excitement and hope you have for yourself, because you don't always need to be a regional vice president or a national vice president or something above, or any title to be showcasing the success or the opportunity. Contrary to that, if you believe you will be, whatever you think whether you think you can or whether you can't think you can't, you're absolutely right? So if you show up there like a national vice president or like a regional vice president with all of the hope that this business gives you, then that conveys itself. Because as far as I know it, that is the best gift that Arbonne's ever given me, was hope. When I walked out of my first Discover Arbonne, I didn't necessarily see myself as the top 1%, but it filled me up with so much hope, you guys, that I could make an additional income, an additional earnings on a month-to-month basis. And so definitely listen to those calls and make your own, okay? Now, like Charlotte said, I'm going to piggyback off what Charlotte said last week, is to become a professional relationship builder, okay? It's exposing the business, it's exposing the products, it's sharing knowledge, okay? And making it a mission to be exposing that to 40 new people per month, okay? We have 40 faces. I can also upload that on the global page, is a 40 faces per month. It's just checking that off. And so how do you do that? You create relationships. You intentionally go out and smile to people. You go out with intention, okay? And at any time that people are like, if you say what you do for a living and that you have a home-based business with Arbonne, you have an online business or a health and wellness business, and somebody says, oh, do those things work? And you can always handle those objections with saying that you felt that too, or you thought that too, because it's not by handling objections, like Charlotte said last week, it's all about taking it in and creating that Me Too movement. And that's not that type of Me Too movement, but Me Too, I felt that. And that's how you create connections with people. Always be looking out for solutions. Ask more questions than you have things to say, okay? Ask a gazillion questions. Like, I was laughing with people, like I was telling them how the girl that I met at the park, I literally asked her like 40 questions about her life. I know everything about her. People love talking about themselves. And so ask more questions. And the more you can ask questions, the more you can offer solutions, okay? Always be an offering versus selling. Always see the pure potential of what Arbonne can do to other people on a daily day, on every time you offer the gift of Arbonne. Don't see it, even though you may have had obstacles. And I know that got in my way for a while throughout my journey, was that if I was living an obstacle, I felt like I didn't want to offer Arbonne because I felt like they would go through the same obstacles. And you know what? Shame on me, because it stopped me from sharing the pure vision of what Arbonne truly was about. And I actually got that corrected throughout my journey, because it took me longer to get to regional vice president than any of my regional vice presidents in my organization. And so everybody's journey is different. We all have the same destination. All our journeys are different. And so don't judge your journey and expect that the person that you're going to enroll is going to have the same journey. Always see them in the light of their life being transformed when you're sharing this gift, because that will be conveyed in energy, okay? And the last thing that I'm finishing with, which is absolutely what these Sunday night calls are to me, okay? Because I could go on with like point per point, but when your mindset is on point, okay? And that is why taking care of you is so important, you guys. Like, I can't put the emphasis more on that. It's like, drink your greens, fill yourself up with the good stuff in your body, okay? Eat the good food, feed your mind the good stuff, watch what goes in there, okay? And Bob Proctor says it best, 95% of success is in the mindset and 5% in application. You could come and talk to me about any product ingredient, you guys. Like, I am not that person, but you can come and knock at my house and ask me what my vision is for the next 5 to 10 years in Arbonne, and I'll have goosebumps going up the back of my neck, because I get so excited about this opportunity, and I know that we're at the right place at the right time. And that is what I want to share with people, because I know how huge this is, and I want you to be sharing that with all of your heart. And when you're using the products, you feel a difference. Like, I've never had my skin look this good. I look at pictures of Debbie too, like 10, 15 years ago. It's like she's getting younger by the minute. I'm like, if that's what I signed up to, I'm all in. I'm all into Arbonne. So, we get better looking by the minute, in my opinion, using Arbonne products. So I'm going to keep doing that, but I'm also going to match that with my mindset and matching that. And that's why when we come to Arbonne and we don't think that we have what it takes to get there, the reason for that is because of our blueprint, okay? And we grew up with a certain set of belief. By what we were exposed, and we've been literally brainwashed our whole lives, okay? But the cool thing is that you can transform that bit by bit by literally putting and layering on the good stuff in your mind, and realizing that life is always there to support you, never against you. You're always on the right path. And the Arbonne didn't come in your world for no reason. It came into your world because you were meant to be here. And like we say it all the time, you were handpicked by Petter. And so on that note, you guys, I hope that you feel the energy through the screen. I'm giving you guys a huge virtual hug. I love you guys. I love doing life with you guys. And as we start this new week, let's just all press reset, relaunch, and just bring it to the next level. I love you guys. And on that, I'm going to pass it back off to Debbie. I love you guys.
Okay, that was amazing. I love you. I learn from you every single time. And this is why, like, hearing this stuff, I'm taking notes. I took notes on your slides. Okay, now I'm not discounting your slides, but you guys, you think after 15 years, I wouldn't have to take notes on those slides, okay? But repetition is everything. So I just want to leave you guys with a few tips, because my mission, my goal is to always give you tips that are going to separate yourself from the rest, okay? We do reach outs, we do follow-ups. What are we really looking to do? We're looking to ask. Okay, I want you to think of things. Most people, average people, whether it's Arbonne or something else, are sharing information and they're kind of assuming that the people on the other end know what we want. Okay, our energy, how we ask, is everything. How many times you see a friend that got engaged and you're like, how was the proposal? It's all about the proposal, right? How's your proposal in Arbonne? Are you kind of, you got your ring in your purse or your pocket and you're hoping they know you want to marry them? You've talked about marriage. You've talked about these things, but you're just hoping they're going to be like, you know what? I'd like to marry you. Okay. You're understanding. So after you're sharing the Arbonne opportunity, and so let's say I share Arbonne with Alex, you know, when I go through the products and I go through the opportunity and I go through our business, one of the things I'm going to say is, Alex, this is what I really want you to know. I reached out to you for a reason. And this is not word for word. It like hits me again with each person. I would say there are no coincidences in life. I am a very big believer in energy, and we were meant to be connected. Your vibe, your faith, your vision, who you are as a human being, I want to do life with you. Okay. I not only think Arbonne is amazing, but I want to build to the top of this company with you. Okay. And I would say to Alex, there are no guarantees in success, but I'm going to tell you the one guarantee that you can have. I will forever be a light of what's possible in this company. You can always count on me. I'm not giving Arbonne a try. I'm not giving Arbonne a whirl. I'm giving Arbonne everything I've got. And I am asking you to say yes to me. You guys, that's an example of what commitment sounds like. Nobody wants to join anybody that mentions an opportunity. Would Bill Gates mention it from like a closet or behind a window if he's going to offer a business to someone? Okay, that's the way I feel about Arbonne when I share Arbonne with people. Also, when you're launching your business, here's 3 things, if you haven't heard this before, that I don't care if this takes 30 seconds. I don't care if it takes minutes, but this is what people need to hear. Why did you start Arbonne? Why? Okay. Where are you going? Where are you going? It doesn't matter where you are, where are you going? And number 3, why are you sharing it with them? Why? Everybody's wearing a neon sign that says, make me feel important. So I'm going to give you an example. I'll talk about my launch, and again, not word for word. I stood up in front of that room, and again, I don't exactly know what came out of my mouth. I was 6 days into Arbonne, okay? But I said, here's what I want you to know. I joined Arbonne because Arbonne is a 27-year-old company. It has the stability. We have not yet gone into the global market. We are health and wellness. We are network marketing. The United States is wide open. This is the business model of the future. And I said, here's what you guys need to know about me. I am an independent consultant with Arbonne. I said, I haven't earned a penny with this company yet, but I want to let you know something. I'm going to the top of this company. I will build to the top of Arbonne brick by brick. And let me tell you why I invited you here. I invited you here because I see something special and unique in all of you. And I went around that room like Zuckerberg did. I invited you because, I invited you because, I invited you because, and I stood up in front of that room and I said, you guys, I am asking you to say yes to me. And we went through the process and I said, let's do this. And I wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, and I put myself out on that branch. I am not scared of hearing the word no. I'm not. I'll tell you what my fear is. Somebody looking at me one day and saying, why didn't you really tell me how big this was? Why? Do you know how many times I've shared Arbonne with people have said, I've heard of Arbonne. I never heard it like that. And it's not because I'm an ENVP, and it's not because I'm me. It's because there's a vision behind the information. There's vision behind the information. People, as much as the information is important, people aren't looking for information. They're looking for inspiration. They're looking to be inspired to move from where they are to creating what has the possibility to be whatever they want this to be based on effort, okay? And here's another thing I want you to realize when we talk about getting started right and strong, duplication isn't a little thing in Arbonne, it's everything in Arbonne, okay? Your energy, you're showing from the first moment you meet somebody, you're showing them your storefront. You're showing them your level of professionalism. You're showing them your level of vision. You're showing them your level of belief. You're showing you are your storefront. From the very beginning, the passion you share it with. If I mention it to Alex, what's the time from me mentioning it to following up, to getting a video, to get it, that's all they know. If you meet somebody and it takes you 6 months or 6 days, or then they watch the video and it takes you another 2 weeks, you're showing them from the very beginning how to do Arbonne. So you're either teaching them an amazing way or the slow path to, I don't even know where way. You decide. But from the very beginning, you're showing them how to do Arbonne or how not to do Arbonne. But they are duplicating your behavior. You're duplicating how you start the business. You're duplicating how people start. You're duplicating from the moment you invite people. How do you invite? Is there passion behind it? Is there vision behind it? Is there value behind it? Or is it like, oh, you know, I'm launching. If you could make it, that would be great. Pass the salt. Like, really? I mean, serious. I mean, sometimes I hear people and I'm like, I'm saying this with love. That should be like common sense 101, right? If you don't put value behind it, people don't see the value. If you don't treat it with respect, people are not, that's why I say, like, if you're doing a business launch, don't post that on Facebook or Instagram. Here's the Zoom, if you could get on it. Would Bill Gates post just an open meeting? It needs to be like the select, the chosen, the special, get the invitation. Your sense of urgency, what's your sense of urgency from starting to going district qual, to earning your consultant bonus, to earning, you guys, those are the moments, grow through those growing pains, because there are people watching you. They don't know what, they're seeing congrats, you're a consultant. And then all of a sudden, congrats, you're in DM qual, and congrats, you earned your, they don't know what any of that stuff is, but they know you're moving. They know you're moving. Okay, they're watching that lifestyle, they're watching that movement. And even if you're a team of one, push through. You're training to be a gold medal athlete. You're beginning the greatest game of your life. This is not just Arbonne. You're becoming invincible. You're becoming a vision of what's possible for your life. Your activity becomes duplicated. If you're reaching out to 2 people a week, you're going to attract a team that's reaching out to 2 people a week, okay? And I'll admit, you guys, when I started Arbonne, it was 50 people a day. It was 50 people a day. So when people say, how long have you been in Arbonne? And the reason why we don't really like to talk about time, let's talk about how many people you told the story to. That's how long you've been in Arbonne. I told the story to 100 people in a few days. Some people don't tell the Arbonne story to 100 people in a lifetime. So that's why you can't compare success. Your momentum is going to be duplicated. Your energy is going to be duplicated. Your urgency is going to be duplicated. How you set goals, how you commit to them. Most people are committed to the goal when it's convenient. Most people are committed to the goal until they get an invitation to go somewhere, or they're going somewhere with their friends, or, oh my gosh, I got a boyfriend, so I can't be on the next 3 calls. Guess what you just showed your boyfriend? You have a hobby. You have a hobby. That's what you showed him, or her, whoever it may be. Because if I know that that kind of stuff is negotiable from the beginning, people wonder why so-and-so doesn't respect my business. You need to respect your business in order for other people to respect your business. Remember, we don't attract what we want in Arbonne, we attract what we're being. And we start the duplication process from the very beginning, you guys. So every day is a brand new day to begin your business. Every single day, no matter what title you have, the most valuable hat you're ever going to put on your head is independent consultant. So I thank you guys. I'm pretty pumped for the book club. So I will see you at 9 o'clock. Good night, everybody.